Hi everyone, I'm Dan Alberts and welcome here to UC Clermont Media Day here, and we're with All-American, Player of the Year, Isabella Meltek, and it's exciting to get the year going.
Yes, definitely. We've been working really hard, doing two-a-days, waking up at 5 a.m., which is new to our program. We've never had to do that before, and we've been working really hard and really excited to get the season started.
So you're waking up at 5 a.m. Has Coach ever been late?
Never. He's telling you at 4. He's telling you at 4:30.
So that's good. So what happens if anybody's late? Is it extra punishment for you guys?
Yes, extra punishment.
So talk about you. A couple years ago, you played on the team that was the national champions, and then this past year, you guys made it to the tournament again, but unfortunately got knocked out a little bit early. Talk a little bit about that. You know, going off the national championship. Did you guys feel Did you feel pressure? Any pressure from trying to repeat?
I personally think we went there really overconfident. Kind of like, we got this, and we fell really short, which is really unfortunate. But I think we learned our lesson, and we're coming back harder this year. I think we're training differently, and we're going with the all-in mentality, and I think that's going to get us there again.
So you guys got 3 of the captains here. We're going to get 2 of the other captains here. Is that going to be a big thing for you guys? I remember previously the girls that were on the team before kind of helped all you guys. Is that what you guys are going to try to do with some of the newcomers?
Yes, for sure. Our captains, when I came in as a freshman, were really good, helped us out a whole lot, and we hope to do that again this year. We have a lot of freshmen, which is good, but we want to help them out a lot.
All right, so big expectations again this year. So you guys, when I think that next week is, do you guys start? I know you got a home game coming up next week. Is that going to be your first game or first match, or are you playing previously before that?
No, that will be our first match.
So everybody's got to be pretty excited.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we're super excited.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us, and good luck this year.
Thank you.
So that's Isabella Meltek joining us, and we'll be back with more interviews right after this. Hi everyone, I'm Dan Alberts back here at the Cougar Dome with some more interviews on Media Day. We're here with Brianna Schneider. Thanks for joining us, and again, you were a captain of the team, and we just talked a little bit about with Isabella. Did you feel a lot of that pressure coming off the national championship and then playing last year?
Yes, I definitely felt like everybody was expecting us to do a lot better than what we did, but I still think we went out there, and even with such a small roster coming off of the year previously where we had a big roster, we definitely gave it our all, but this year we're going to come back harder. Yeah,
and unfortunately you guys lost in a tournament. I think I was a little surprised too. I think everybody was. Does that give you more incentive for this year to go back to that and try to win a national championship?
Yeah, I think a lot of the returners and stuff are ready. We know what it's like to go and lose, and now we're all ready to go and win.
As I talked with Isabella, captain, you guys are captains, and I remember the captains before and kind of how they got you guys going and the cheer. You guys going to try to give that same leadership to some of the newcomers on the team?
Yes, for sure. We definitely have a big roster this year, and we're trying to get back to that mentality that we had 2 years ago, the year that we won the national tournament.
And how are the new group, and how are you guys getting? You guys seem to be getting along well and gelling well?
Yes, everybody seems to mix pretty well.
And how are you on these 5 a.m. practices? Are you liking it?
Not preferably, but it's nice to get up early in the morning some days.
You get it over with, right? You
Yes.
get it over with. You don't have to worry about it anymore?
Yep.
All right. So, obviously, big expectations. You got your first match. Is there always still that, no matter whatever year you're in, those jitters that you get for the first game?
Even during our black and red game, I was a little nervous the first couple balls, and then once we got into it more, I felt a lot better.
And I think what's the cool thing that John and I have been doing for a while is doing these games, but you get pretty good crowds here, so it's got to kind of get you juiced up.
Yes, it's very exciting. I'm excited for our first game.
All right, so that's Brianna Schneider joining us, and we'll be back with more interviews right after this. Hi everyone, back here at Media Day here at UC Clermont again with another captain, Elena Smith. And Elena, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about last year. You guys coming off that national championship. We've asked some of the other girls. Did you kind of feel some of that pressure that you had to coming off a national championship, or not really?
I think it was more excitement.
Yeah.
I think we were all beyond excited to come back and possibly get a back-to-back championship win. It didn't work out that way, but I feel even more confident this season with all the new players that we have. They bring like a new mentality to the team, and I think we're in a really good place to fight for it.
And you guys had an early exit. Well, you lost in the tournament. Was that kind of obviously a stunner for you guys that you weren't expecting to lose? And
yeah, I think we just fell short. I don't think we played the way that we know how to play.
Yeah. And then, so again, you guys got your first match coming up here next week. Got to be pretty excited starting it off and getting with all your teammates.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see how the freshmen do their first game. We've all worked really hard, and I think that it'll be interesting to see how the chemistry is on the court.
And is that something you as a captain are going to try to do, is try to help those freshmen, because you probably remember what it was like back then?
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, so thanks for joining us and good luck next week.
Thank you so much.
That's Elena Smith joining us. We're back with more interviews right after this. Hi everyone, I'm Dan Albers back here at the Cougar Dome for Media Day, and we got the privilege here now of a former player and now helping out coach Mara Harsher, and thanks for joining us.
Of course, thanks for having me.
That's got to be pretty exciting coming on the opposite side now here, being a coach. What's that like for you? Is it pretty exciting?
Yeah, so obviously I played 5 years. I missed it. I was like, it's going to be such a challenge not being here, you know, because it just became a way of life, and so I was like, I want to stay involved, so I came back, and I've loved it, but also it sucks sitting there watching, and I'm like, I just want to be out there. So that's not a positive, but I'm happy to be here.
And so, do you got to watch what you say too on the sidelines? You know, I mean, I know Josh can kind of get animated a little bit, but I guess you got to watch what you say too.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of different. I feel like my perspective, you know, being a younger player, can relate to them more, and so I'm kind of like relief. I think that's nice having someone that's closer to their age on the team, maybe help them out and give them my experience. So yeah, it's a different perspective than like a coach's, I would say.
Is that really? I know when I first started getting into when I coached first, guys were right close to my age, and it was kind of weird. I knew them, you know. And so is it kind of weird for you to know, like you were teammates with some of them?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this team is almost brand new, so a couple of them. So it's been fun getting to know them, but not really weird. Just different perspective. You know, it's different because I'm not out there with them, but yeah.
So on game day, what is going to be your responsibilities? Are you going to be just kind of feeding in with Josh and all the rest of the coaches, kind of see what you see on the...
Yeah, kind of helping out wherever I can, being on the bench. You know, like I said, this is a new team, and over the 5 years, we really built up the culture here. You know, on game day, it's big. We get excited. We're loud on the sidelines. You know, if we get a kill, we're on the sideline resuscitating teammates. So keeping energy up and also just helping out where is needed. That's kind of my role.
Well, and I think what would be key, and I think Josh will appreciate this too, is that John and I would love to have you kind of help us out, because I know I struggle with a lot of stuff here, so you can probably help us out and teach us some of the terminology, because I'm still trying to figure out the rotation, so you guys got to help me with that, because I have no clue what's going on. So, but you got to be excited for that first game, not only as being a former player, but being a coach. Got to be exciting for next week.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm excited to see how the team comes together, and just like Elena said earlier in her interview, the chemistry is something that you build over time. So it'll be interesting to see how that comes together. All this work over the past summer, put it back into this game. So.
Well, that's great. I'm glad that you're still sticking with the program, and hopefully we'll get to talk during some of our broadcasts.
Yep.
All right, thanks for joining us. Mara Harsher joining us, and we'll be back with more interviews right after this. Hi, everyone. I'm Dan Alberts. Welcome back here to Media Day. Again, we've got a newcomer here, Hannah Daniels. She's from Milford High School, and Hannah, obviously, we had you on last year, but I'm going to go ahead and take the blame. I kind of messed that one up. So let's talk about the recruiting process and coming here to UC Clermont.
Yeah, so I actually played under Andrea, our assistant coach's daughter, and she had mentioned a lot of things about UC Clermont, so I got in contact with Josh, had a few practices here, fell in love with it, and then signed to play here.
And you came to some games last year and got to witness everything that was going on, and you probably had to love the atmosphere.
Like they had a lot of fans, which is a great thing to see for a little bit of a smaller college. But just a lot of supporters, great coaching staff, great practices, and I fell in love with it immediately.
So I know we're from Anderson and the ECC. That's a pretty good conference. You got some good volleyball teams, and that's had to help to the transition from playing in high school to college.
It was a big transition. I mean, going from playing in the ECC to the USCAA is definitely going to be a big difference, just because traveling a lot farther and just a lot better competition, I'm sure. So I mean, it's going to be different, but it's definitely going to be fun.
And you got to experience, you've heard about the obviously winning the national championship, playing in the tournament, and I think that was their goal last year, is to get back, and I'm sure that's what they're going to be talking about, is getting back to the tournament again.
Yeah, that's our goal this year, and definitely that's where our focus is right now. But we just got to take it one game at a time.
All right, you ready for next week, first game, first match?
So excited.
All right, well, thanks for joining us. That's Hannah Daniels joining us. We'll be back with more interviews right after this. Back here at Media Day at UC Clermont, we're here with Kayleen Smith, right?
Yes.
Did I say that right? Okay. Talk about your journey and how you got here to UC Clermont.
So I actually played only 4 years in high school.
Okay.
I went to the Wayne-Kit Career Center, but then I also played sports fellow Miami. I really didn't think I would have the opportunity to get here, but I actually did, and I was very stoked about it.
So you played at Little Miami High School?
Yes.
And so again, another one in the ECC, so you got to play in that conference?
Yes, I did.
And how was that? Was that pretty good competition?
It was really good competition, especially because we only had 2 seniors that year, and we were trying our hardest to get to where we wanted to be.
And you got to play against one of your teammates, I guess, Hannah
Yes,
Daniels
we
at
did.
Milford. So how, I mean, did you really know much of her until you got here?
No, not until I got here. We actually played her team in club season too.
Oh wow, that's pretty good.
Interesting for us.
So obviously you got a lot of newcomers on here. We've had some of the captains on here before. How has that been with the veterans that have been on the team and welcoming you in to here to UC Clermont?
It's been a very good experience with them, especially. They're very committed to what they wanted to do. They're committed to our team and not just individual people. They're committed to our whole team.
Yep.
They want to push us as hard as they can for our whole team, as everyone, just not one.
Right. And so how's the 5 a.m. practices been?
It's been tiring, but it gives you an outlook of what life could be like.
Right. Especially
in the mornings, that early in the morning. It's just been very hard, but it's also kind of helping us with our committing.
So first game is next week. Are you pretty excited?
I'm really excited about that. I'm hoping we push to our best potential and win that game.
Yeah, so have you been here before and seen the crowds at some of these games before? It's pretty crazy.
Yes, I've seen online. I started watching them last year. It's been just amazing to watch that and how people come and watch them.
I know we're excited to watch you. So awesome that you're here, and good luck this year. And I'm sure hopefully we'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
All right, it's Kayleen Smith joining us. We'll be back with more interviews right after this. Hi everyone again, Dan Alberts here back at the UC Cougar Dome on Media Day, and we're here with a newcomer on the team, Annika Obert, right? Talk a little bit about your journey, how you got here to UC Clermont.
So I actually played for NKYVC, that was my club team, and Coach Josh actually coached another 18s team there, and that's actually how I met him for the first time. And I was on NCSA, and he actually reached out to me through there and invited me to a tryout, and I was just so excited for a new opportunity because I didn't think I would play in college. But I'm excited that this is where I'll be ending my career, hopefully.
Have you ever got to witness any of the games or seen any of what they've played in years past?
Yeah, I was actually at a couple games last season and maybe a practice, and the environment was just something I was so excited to experience because it's everybody's so excited for each other. There's celebration after every point. There's nothing anybody's I don't want to do this.
Right.
It's always everyone's seeing everything as an opportunity, which is something that I love, just the positive outlook that everyone has.
And just getting ready to say that, so all the girls that were here previously before have kind of walked you in and kind of helped you out, and I'm sure that they've tried to guide you and tell you if you're feeling down or anything like that. They pretty much helped you out.
Yeah, it's really any questions. I've been told that this whole season so far, which is really only a couple weeks, but through summer as well, it's if you have any questions, come to anybody. We'll answer the question as best we can. If not, we'll go to a coach. It's just so much guidance and helpfulness. That's just it's just amazing.
Talk about your transition. Has it been pretty hard, pretty easy coming from, even just with the conditioning that we've had so far? How's it been for you?
I personally have always had tough conditioning coaches and tough strength coaches, and so I really appreciate the level of conditioning that we have here because I feel I've been in the best shape I've ever been in.
That's good.
And I'm jumping higher, I'm moving faster, and the confidence that it builds from going with weighted vest to not weighted vest, because I was convinced I was a couple seconds behind on everything, and I was I'm not gonna make it. The vest, it's 10 pounds. 10 pounds can't make a 4-second difference, and it really did. And it was just confidence boosting, going from 38 seconds on the end drill to below 30.
That's great.
Which was just like absolutely great.
So you're ready for next week opener?
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's great. So I appreciate you joining us, and good luck. I'm sure we'll talk during the year. So joining us again is Annika Obert. Yep, there we go. I knew I might mess it up. So back with more interviews right after this. Hi everyone, I'm Dan Alberts. Welcome back here to the UC Cougar Dome on Media Day. We're here with Alexa Schneider. Join us. So talk a little bit about how you got here to UC Clermont.
Actually, I was planning on going to UC main campus for school, not playing volleyball at all. I heard about the tryouts. My varsity coach actually played here previous years, and I just decided to come out. I did not think I would make it on the team, but here I am trying something new.
What high school were you at?
Goshen.
Goshen High School? Okay. So talk about being the newcomer on the team and coming in, and how's it been reception-wise, and how's everything been so far?
Honestly, this team is probably the most encouraging team I've ever been on. Very welcoming. Even when you mess up, they don't get down on you. They tell you, what to do better. They're very encouraging.
So your first game you got is coming up this Wednesday, I believe. Talk about that. You pretty excited?
I'm excited. I'm excited to actually feel the energy about it. I just can't wait to see how good we do.
Yeah, and you've obviously heard about winning the national championship a couple years ago, and the disappointment. So I think they're ready to. You feel like they're ready. Everybody's ready to kind of take that next step and try to bring back a national championship.
I definitely do. I think we can get there. I think we can do it.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, and good luck this year. I'm sure we'll talk during the year. So it's Alexa Schneider joining us. Back with more interviews right after this. Hi everyone, I'm Dan Alberts. Welcome back here to UC Media Day. I'm joined with Ellie Coles. And Ellie, talk about what high school you are and how you got here to UC Clermont.
I went to West Clermont High School, and then Josh offered me about the tryouts, so I came to them, and I didn't expect making a spot on the team, to be honest.
Well, let's talk. So we've had several of the girls here that played in the ECC, which we're a little bit familiar with doing some Anderson games. Talk a little bit about playing in the ECC. Some of them are your teammates here.
Yeah, it was definitely good competition. We stuck up with a lot of them. It was good competition.
And so now you're playing here in college. What's been the biggest transition or the biggest difference? Is it the 5 a.m. workouts, or is it just the hard work that you have to put in?
Definitely, I'd say it's both of them. It's definitely the workouts. In high school, we didn't really do workouts that much, so it's definitely a big difference for us. And it seems like a lot more serious than it is compared to high school.
Well, what's really cool too is you're local around here too. A lot of you guys are local. West Clermont, not too far from here. Got to be excited to have a lot of former players and parents and family all coming here for your matches.
Yes, it's amazing.
So you got a first game match next week. You pretty excited?
I'm very excited. I'm excited to just be there for everybody and cheer everybody on.
All right, so that's Ellie Coles joining us. Thank you very much, and we'll catch you sure during the season.
See ya.
All right, that's Ellie Coles. We'll be back with more interviews right after this. All right, back here at UC Media Day, we're joined with another newcomer, Brooklyn Leach. Let's talk about, we've asked everybody else your journey and how you got here to UC Clermont. What high school did you go to?
I went to Princeton High School, and my last year high school coach actually told me to come try out because I didn't even know about the tryouts. And she was like, I think you will do pretty well up there, and I think you should go. And so here I am.
So did you have any desire to, were you even thinking about playing at the next level up until that point?
No, not until that point. I was thinking about going to UC Blue Ash.
Oh, really?
Like 10 minutes away.
That's not good. No, you need to come here to UC Clermont, which you did. So talk about the transition for you playing high school volleyball and now playing college volleyball.
It's definitely different because I had to wake up at 4:30, and the competition is much higher than like in my conference where I went, and it's definitely better. It pushes me to be better. So.
And so, how's all the veterans that have been here? They've been really helpful for you to as you come in as a newcomer.
Yeah, they've been very welcoming. Everyone's been super nice.
Well, that's good. So first match is next week. Pretty excited?
Yep, I'm super excited.
All right. So, and it would be nice that your family and friends can be here too to watch all this.
Yep.
So, all right, we're going to wrap it up. So Brooklyn Leach, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you, I'm sure, during the season.
All right.
Back here at UC Media Day, Caitlin Finnegan joining us. And Caitlin, we've asked everyone else how they got here, and you're new to the team here. Talk about the high school you went to and how you got here to UC Clermont.
Yeah, so I went to Turpin High School, and I graduated in 2022, actually, and then I
I was at the University of Akron for my first semester, but I decided to come back to Cincinnati, so I'm at Clermont now.
Did you play volleyball at Akron?
I did play club volleyball there.
Did
yes.
you? Mm-hmm. So again, a lot of people in the ECC that are playing. So do you remember some of your teammates that when you played a couple years ago?
Yeah. The ECC was a great program. I was really grateful for having that opportunity. It was a lot of good competition. Definitely helped to prepare me for this as well.
And talk about the transition for you now coming and playing in college, and how's that been for you?
Yeah, it's definitely different. It's a really great environment here, though. It's super encouraging. Everyone's really nice. But it's just, you got to work really hard.
And before you got here, when you went to Akron, did you know about them winning the national championship and the history that they've had behind them?
Yeah, I didn't know about all of the success they had and everything, but once I did, I was like, that sounds amazing.
And so obviously a lot of newcomers on a team. Do you think that everybody, the cohesiveness has been pretty good so far?
Oh yeah, for sure. Everyone's super welcoming, and it's a really great environment to be in.
Next week's the big match. You ready?
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, so that's Caitlin Finnegan joining us, and great. Looking forward to seeing her this year. So thanks for joining us, and back with more interviews right after this. Hi, back here at UC Media Day, and we're joined with another newcomer, Zar Merriweather. And Zar, we've kind of asked everybody else how you got here. What high school did you play at, and how did you get here to UC Clermont?
I'm actually from Columbus, Ohio, and I went to Eastmore Academy. And I found out about this place because I was originally going to the main campus, and then I found out that there were 2 other ones. So I'm actually going to Blue Ash for school, and I found out that there were sports here. So I decided to come try out at one of their open gyms and decided to play volleyball again.
So do you have to? You can still go to Blue Ash school-wise, but you can play here. Is that how? Does that really? That's good. So talk about the transition for you then, coming from high school and playing here. I know we've had the 5 a.m. workouts. How have they been, and how's the transition been for you so far?
The transition at first was actually a little bit hard because the high school that I came from, we really practiced twice a week, and it didn't really get hard till I played club.
Yeah.
And I still didn't do really workouts till I came here. But then the transition after a couple of days, it was fine to me.
So are you, obviously, if you lived in Columbus, you've got a place, obviously, here, because I know they don't have, so you got somewhere to live around close to campus, or?
Yeah, I actually live on UC's campus.
Oh, do you? Okay, well, that's good. So also talk about the first matches next week. Talk a little bit about that. Are you pretty excited for that first match?
Yes, I am excited to see how the college volleyball level is and to just see everybody play.
All right, so joining us is Zar Merriweather. Thank you so much, and we'll catch her, I'm sure, during the season. So we're back with more interviews right after this. Hi everyone, I'm Dan Albers. Welcome back here to Media Day here. I'm joined with Bree Walker. And Bree, we've kind of told all the girls, asked them how they got here. So talk about what high school you were where you attended and how you got here to UC Clermont.
I actually went to a small school in Highland County called White Oak.
Okay.
I only had about 60 people in my graduating class.
Really?
It's really small.
Wow.
But I was in my guidance counselor's office, and I told her it was sad that Blue Ash only had club volleyball, and that's where I'm going. And then she's like, well, I have a contact at UC Clermont. Let's email her and see if they have anything they can do. And then I came to try out, so here I am.
Wow, that's crazy. Only 6 people in your class. So a smaller conference then? Was it a small school as far as athletics and all that stuff, or was it pretty still?
I mean, it was pretty small. It was so small that I'm a DS and I had to play it outside, so.
Oh, wow, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So how's the transition been for you going from your high school coming here playing college?
It's been difficult. I think the most difficult part is waking up early, going to work, then coming back.
Well, because are you still living out there, or are you living on campus?
Yeah, I'm still living there.
So that's a pretty good haul, isn't it?
It's a 35-minute drive.
So you got to get up at least by, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning?
4 o'clock in the morning to get ready.
Sure, that's got to be pretty tough.
Yeah.
So also, you've got some veterans here that they've had on the team that's been a part of the national championship. Have they been a pretty good influence for you as a newcomer coming in?
They've definitely pushed me really hard past my limit sometimes, but Izzy's a really nice person. She's my accountability partner.
Yeah.
She's helped me out a lot.
And that's also then what really nice is too is that your family can come make the trek here to watch you play.
Yeah, they can if they're available for that day.
So are you excited for next week?
Yeah, I am. I'm really excited to see all the hard work pay off for all of us.
All right, well, thanks for joining us. So that's Bree Walker joining us. We'll be back with more interviews right after this. Hi everyone, I'm Dan Alberts. Welcome back here to Media Day, and I'm joined with a veteran on the team from last year and years past, Logan Downs. And Logan, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
Well, talk a little bit about you're coming back after playing last year. Talk about you're one of the veterans here now on the team. Have you been trying to help all the newcomers?
Yeah, I've been trying to be a leader on and off the court with classes, like scheduling them and everything else, and just trying to keep a positive mindset for them with workouts and drills.
So did you feel any of that pressure last year coming off that national championship? Did you kind of feel any of that last year at all?
A little bit, I guess.
Did you?
Yeah.
And then obviously you guys made it to the tournament. Obviously an early exit, probably something you guys didn't want. Is that giving you more determination to try to get back there and win it?
I want another ring so bad. So my first year I got a ring as a hitter, and this year I'm hoping to get one as a setter.
Oh, that'd be great. So the 5 a.m. workouts, we've been kind of talking about that. Have they been kind of rude awakening for you too as well?
A little bit, but I enjoy them a lot.
Do you?
Yeah.
So you get it over with and don't have to worry about it anymore. I would expect the coach to have donuts or something for you afterwards, but I'm sure he probably didn't do that.
But no.
So first match coming up on next week. Excited to get underway and get the crowd back in here?
So excited. I'm pumped.
Yeah. And then help me with the school thing too. When does school start the same week, or does school start later? Or
yeah, school starts the 21st.
Okay, so that gives you a little bit of time. You get a match in, or you get a little bit of school in before that. So what's one of the things that you try to help with some of these newcomers on the team?
Just being a leader on and off the court, trying to help them with defense, drills, as a setter, trying to make that hitter-setter connection pretty much.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, well, thanks for joining us. Logan Downs joining us, and we'll be back with more. Hi, everyone. I'm Dan Alberts, again here at Media Day here at UC Clermont. I'm here with Michaela Lanham. So we've asked all the girls, talk about what high school you went to and how you got here to UC Clermont.
So I went to Blanchester High School. I got on NCSA, and I actually reached out to all the coaches and was invited to their tryouts at the beginning of, before the season, and he offered me a spot, and here I am.
What is it? I'm new to it. What's NCSA? What is that?
It's just like a recruiting site.
Oh, is it? Okay. And so we've talked all about the 5 a.m. workouts and everything. Has that been your biggest transition from high school to college?
A lot of the nerves are getting to me, I think, but as far as the workouts, I definitely enjoyed them a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah. And how's the veterans on the team trying to help you to get you in here? Has it been a pretty good transition for that too?
Yeah, for sure. They're definitely good leaders.
And then you got another good thing about a lot of the girls on the team too is it's kind of local, kind of close, so you can have a lot of family members and friends show up to watch some of your games.
Yep.
So first game you got coming up on next week. You pretty excited for that first game?
I'm excited.
All right, so that's Michaela Lanham joining us here. Thank you very much, and we'll be back with more interviews right after. Hi everyone, I'm Dan Alberts. Welcome back here to UC Media Day, and I'm joined with Ashley Kaminsky. And Ashley, talk about what high school you went to and how your interest was here at UC Clermont.
I went to Turpin, and I've always wanted to play college volleyball.
So when you came in, how was it when you came in here? Was everybody pretty, walking with open arms and trying to help you and get you, get going in the right direction?
Yeah, I would say so.
And talk about we've talked about the 5 a.m. practices. Has that been kind of a difficult or new change for you?
It was definitely different because I'm not a morning person, but the workouts really weren't that bad.
Yeah.
I'm just not a morning person.
And so you got a game Wednesday, and again we've talked you're a local, went to Turpin. Do you remember some of your teammates you have? Do you remember playing against them in high school? Because you had Hannah went to Milford, you had some Little Miami. Do you kind of remember that or not?
Not really. I only played my freshman and sophomore year. So.
Oh, did you? Mm-hmm. Okay. And so you excited for this match next week?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's Hannah. Ashley Kaminsky, I'm sorry. Look at that. I've already messed that up. See, you had me all baffled.
Yikes.
So we'll be back with more interviews right after this. Hi everyone, I'm Dan Alberts. Welcome back here to UC Media Day. We're going to wrap it up here. We'll wrap it up with the head coach, Josh Hammer. And Josh, this is always an exciting time to get going when we do this Media Day because that means the season's getting ready to start.
Absolutely. We've been talking about it for several months now and working hard over the summer with workouts, and it's time for a little payoff. So
yeah.
We're ready for that first match.
So you got a lot of newcomers. Talk about what that's like for you as a coach. You do have some good veterans, but that is that kind of nerve-wracking for you having a lot of newcomers come in?
I wouldn't say it's nerve-wracking. I'd say the biggest challenge is just getting to know them, know how they need to be coached, that sort of thing. We're to the point now where everybody's settled in, everybody knows what we expect, and so everybody's a lot more comfortable now. But there's about a week or two that it gets kind of, just getting to learn the players.
When do you start your season and like your conditioning and that to get ready for your first game? How early?
So we just started this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we just started this week, but over the summer the captains get together and do some sand games, and they stay in shape all summer long.
Well, I did see that on social media, the sand games. It looked like it was a lot of fun, and I'm sure very hot and getting out there and sweating out, and I'm sure you had a pretty good turnout for that.
Yeah, no, everybody, even recruits come to that. Recruits, alumni, and then current players, and they're playing some beach volleyball, and they're not really aware of the conditioning and the workout they're getting. They're just having fun.
Yeah, so you got your veterans that you had. We've interviewed the captains, and so do you? I've always felt that your captains that you've always had have been some really, really good captains. They're captains for a reason. And do you think that they lean on your newcomers, lean on your captains a lot?
They really do. And again, it's just at the start. Like it's not so much anymore, but they know that they've got somebody that they can go to, whether they need help with anything or answers, whether it's about school, the program, whatever it is. It really does help to have great leadership.
Now you got a great coaching staff too. Talk a little bit about coaching staff, because that's always an important part of anything, whatever sport you're in. You have to have a good coaching staff.
So we're really blessed with 4 coaches and a great trainer, I might add. But I coach with a friend of mine, Andrea, who I coached her daughter way back in middle school, and known her for about 20 years. And when I got this job, she came along, and of course my wife Darlene is just kind of like, she's going to be here. And then Sean Reinhart, who came on, about 3 years ago. It's just really good, especially when we've got a big group like we have this year. We can break off certain positions with certain coaches, and then in games, it's we can focus on different things. So I think it gives us a true advantage for sure.
Yeah, and John and I have talked about this before. We are new to the talk and volleyball and all that. We're not, and I've told this to several people. I never realized how exciting college volleyball is until you actually attend it or you announce it, and you bring an exciting volleyball to around this city. But I think the UC Clermont in general, the athletics, every sport is kind of like that, and I think it's a hidden gem and nobody really knows about.
Absolutely, and I think it's been just, especially over the last 4 or 5 years, every program has gotten better. Every program has had the opportunity to compete for a national title. And you're right, it's a hidden gem. There's plenty of opportunities for local and even non-local players to come here and play the sport they love.
Well, and another big thing that if I didn't say anything or mention anything, all schools have to have a great athletic director, and Brian Sullivan is probably one of the best around, and Brian has really made this program to what it is too.
He has. He got awarded USCAA Director of the Year, and when I seen that, my first message to him was, wow, so I guess it takes 7 national championships to earn that. But it was so well deserved. Brian's a great guy. He really supports every team, every coach, and if we need something or want to take an extra trip or do something, he finds a way to get it done. We're really lucky to have him.
So do you think that your team is ready for next week? I mean, and how do you, as a coach, I know you have done this during the season as a teaching moment, or try to do that. Will that be an early season thing too? You're just going to try to teach them, at this early parts of the season?
Yeah, that's what we try to do. And the first match is always the toughest, because there's all the excitement built up to it, nerves to perform, that sort of thing. But we just kind of, we like to play free, we like to play aggressive, and we don't worry about mistakes. So we just try to build that culture, and hopefully we've built it well enough over the past week that it helps us out next week.
Yeah, I think you did. And John and I have always noticed that you always seem to call a timeout at the right time, and it gives you the momentum. I think we've noticed that several times, and I think you kind of know your team pretty well.
I do. Our sport is a momentum game, for sure. We really don't like to let the other team gain any, so we will use our timeouts strategically to do that. And it's amazing what 90 seconds can do just to reset the athlete's mindset.
Yeah, so Josh, I know John and I really love doing this. It's a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to next week. It's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll have a good match, but we'll also have a pretty big crowd here.
Yeah, hopefully. We always do have some good home crowds, and we're excited to get started, and we really appreciate what you and John do for us.
Thanks, Josh, for joining us. So that's Josh Hammer, the head coach of UC Clermont Volleyball, and we'll have all these interviews up so everybody can see them. So again, we really appreciate it. And everybody tune in next week, and we'll have the first volleyball match here at UC Clermont. So again, I'm Dan Albers, there's Josh Hammer, and thanks to John Raymond for helping us out tonight. So we'll catch you guys next week for the first match.